Okay, so it has been a while. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. First off, thank you guys so much for all the comments on the last few videos. It's always fascinating, and I love it to see the inter dialogue and conversations between everybody, especially if they have like a little different view on a question I've brought up, like the wool and the linen, for example. Um, and on that note, if you do have a disagreement with somebody in the comment section, there's been a few people who have voiced being reported or this or that. It's okay to disagree with people, and if you have a different view than them, that's okay as well. I don't need people policing other people in the chat or in the comments and saying it's misinformation or disinformation or reporting that. Like, if you know it's okay to talk about it even if you have different views. um Now for today's video, we're going to be watching part 2 of um Peter with the Hasidic woman. And so on that note, let's just jump right into it.
This is my cute little hideout.
Real hair.
This is human hair. Yeah.
It's very simple, but it's quite...
It's complicated.
All right. Peter like really wanted to go see this wig shop. Okay, I remember now.
A home without a mother is a sad, sad place. I do something called kosher Zumba. Oh my God, she is my girl. That's mind-blowing.
Oh, maybe that's what she was talking about last time with the ladies with the kerchiefs.
There's nothing more than just women. Women are amazing.
When do you start wearing wigs? You grew up as a secular Jew.
Correct.
But then you decided to take it up a notch.
The Hasidic women don't feel a need. No one's telling them that they're not enough. This is a gorgeous wig. It has beautiful streaks. If there's one thing that the world can learn from the Hasidic women is...
Ooh, this looks like it's gonna be a little juicy episode.
What's going on now? Where are we?
Okay, we're in Toby's house. Toby's my sister, the best human in the world.
Oh, cool, Toby. Now, I know Toby can be a unisex name, but a lot of you had said like a lot of the names that the women have are typically from something. Like I think some of you said Malky is for queen. Is Toby in regards to anything in particular, or is it just Toby? And I see she's making the challah bread.
She, the oldest human in the world in our family.
No, the oldest human in our family. She has 12 grandchildren and counting. She doesn't look like she has grandchildren. Look at her.
Yeah.
Right?
How's it possible? No, you're great, Toby. What are you making here?
Well, even Malky said I think she had 7 kids, and I was surprised at that because she doesn't look like she had 7 kids.
We're making challah for Shabbos.
Okay, where are we off to? What are we doing?
We're going in between bites because I don't stop eating. We're going to check out a wig place so you get to see wigs.
The only one that needs a wig here is me.
I love it.
Oh, right. So they're in Borough Park, right? Okay.
We're entering my niece's here's wig salon. She does all my wigs for me. I purchase all my wigs from her.
That's cool.
Hey, hi. How are you? So pretty. So this is a new salon that you just moved to.
Hello.
Oh, so she's got like an in-house salon in like a basement apartment, it looks like. That's cool.
Okay, so you get all these choices.
This is a gorgeous wig. It has beautiful streaks, highlights.
So tell me about wig culture. When do you start wearing wigs?
So after you get married, you need to cover your hair.
Okay. So before marriage, you go with your normal hair out in public.
Before you're married, you can wear your own hair. And then after you get married, you have a choice. You can cover it with a kerchief, you can cover it with a hat, or you can cover it with a wig. Kind of becomes your identity.
Now, when you cover it with a hat, because a kerchief I could see wraps around the whole head, like we saw in the face, I should say, head face, and the wig, obviously you bundle your hair up. With the hat, do you tuck all the hair up into the hat, or could you just like have a hat and it's still your natural hair down, or is that not allowed?
Today it kind of becomes who you are, you know. Like that's why I don't change my wigs, because I feel like this is me, so it's my style.
And this is real hair.
This is human hair.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but it's quite
It's complicated.
complicated, right?
It is complicated. Some people believe that it doesn't make sense if you're taking off, if you're supposed to be covering your own hair, to cover it with somebody else's hair is not.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a racket that I had in my head the first time I heard about this. Especially when I found out it was human hair, because I was like, well, if it's like a synthetic wig, then sure. But if you're going to the extreme of taking somebody else's hair and using that to cover your hair, but you know, I don't wear wigs, so I don't know.
Okay, and some people won't wear wigs. That's for that reason. Thankfully, I'm from the community where we believe that wigs are okay to wear.
All right, I got to jump in here and offer some clarification.
Oh,
Some
okay.
rabbis think wigs are better because they cover everything. Other rabbis say a kerchief is better. It's very complicated. So people within the community go with what their personal rabbi says. I also want to mention that unfortunately I had to remove a lot of this wig segment. The woman that's pixelated didn't want to be seen or heard in the video. I found out this afterwards.
Oh, that sucks. I'm like, well, then if you see him with the camera, why are you there? I guess you are working, but
Too bad, because she was awesome on camera. She had a lot of interesting things to say, but I understand and respect her position. A couple of fast facts. Wigs usually cost $600 to $2,500. Some women have one wig, others have many.
oh my gosh, that's bananas. That's a lot. I mean, I get it. It's human hair. It takes time to, you know, have somebody grow their hair that long, and then they cut it, they donate it, you sift through it, you design it, you make the wig. I get it. I get, but oh my goodness, $600 as a minimum, according to Peter. Yeah, wow. Did
Most
not
of the
think of
wig
that.
hair is European.
Ah, European.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Look, every community has its strengths and weaknesses. Is there something Hasidic women could teach the world? Is there something
I think
you think that maybe others are lacking in some way, shape, or form? Or
Right. Well, I just feel like as a woman, don't try to be something else. I think it's okay for women to be women, as in the need to show that we can do everything and that we can be more than just women. What's more than just women? There's nothing more than just women. Women are amazing, and they're so powerful, and they're so great at what they do.
I mean, these days, being a woman is not a favorable thing in terms of, you know, your rights and all this stuff, especially in the Western. I mean, I guess not just the Western world, but especially with this trans stuff, you know, a lot of young girls are getting things taken from them, quote unquote, or spaces are being invaded. And again, I've kind of talked about this on another video, but it's tough because I feel like this is not my battle to fight. It's a woman's battle. And even like the comedian Bill Burr, he has a pretty good point about this, about the feminists and the feminist movement, and how, like, you know, female sports, they're always complaining how they're not paid the same, they don't get enough people that come, da 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 da. It's like, well, you should be mad at the females then, not the males. Like, it shouldn't be our job to fix your sport. You should be rallying all the women to go to see your games and show your support. And I get it. A lot of women don't care about sports, or could care less about sports, right? But that's a big thing, you know. That was a really good point that he made in his comedy special that just released.
At what they were naturally created to do, which is to be mothers and to be nurturers and to be, and there's no need to try and show or prove that you're more. And that's because in the world, I think the people are somehow of the opinion that women are less, or women can't do everything that men can do, so women are so busy trying to prove that they can do what men can do. Stop it. It's okay. You're a woman. You're amazing.
Right.
A man can do what he can do, and women can do what they can do best.
I don't disagree with that. I would never say a woman can't do what a man could do. It might just be a little bit harder for them in terms of what it is, right? And vice versa, I would say, obviously.
No guy can do what a woman can do. Why isn't the guy trying to show that he can do what women can do? Why are we only women trying to show that we can do what men can do? What's the point of that? Just be comfortable in your skin, be comfortable of who you are. And I feel like the Hasidic women don't feel a need. No one's telling them that they're not enough. And I know that the world thinks that women in the Hasidic community are oppressed, or they're looked down on, or they're not equal. That is so far from the truth. We are raised to believe that we women are so strong, we're so powerful, we're so amazing, and we run the home. We hold for sound.
Yeah, I actually found that really interesting because earlier on in my videos when I started getting into this, a lot of people were explaining that women are already at a higher status, in the sense of, like, you know, how men they're obligated to do all the praying and going and doing this, and like the women are already at a higher status that they pray when they need to, like when they want to or whatnot. And I found that fascinating because yes, you do kind of think, I guess, from shows or the way the media portrays it, that like they're very, very oppressed. But in what I've learned so far is that they're actually at a higher status. And even like with the rabbi video, where a lot of people were saying it's the obligation of the man to fulfill the woman's needs. Like, that would be said the opposite way in today's society. Be like, no, the woman needs to make sure that the man is good. Whereas with the Jewish community or the Jewish law or faith, it says that the man is obligated to make sure that the woman is satisfied or fulfilled, or whatever the word you want to use, which I thought was fascinating.
You run the home?
We're the ones that keep the family together. We're the stable, strong part of the home. Our children need us so badly. A home without a mother is a sad, sad place. And we grow up understanding our role as a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Also, I think I heard that you're not considered Jewish unless the mom is Jewish. Is that correct? Like, if the father's Jewish but the mother's not Jewish, then the child is not Jewish. But if the father's not Jewish and the mother is Jewish, then the child is Jewish. Is that how it works? Or am I wrong on that one?
And we're not feeling a need to show that we're guys. We're not. It's okay.
Right.
And, you know, so I feel like if there's one thing that the world can learn from the Hasidic women is their comfort in their skin, just being women and doing their God-given role, which is natural. Yes, there are women that could be businessmen. Yes, there are women that can even do plumbing. I do plumbing in my house. I change light bulbs. It's not about that. It's not like we're stuck on making sure we do only women's jobs. It's not about that. But we're so comfortable and so happy to be women. No, we're not oppressed. No, we don't feel like we want to be something else. So there are maybe some people who have felt that. But I have to say the majority of women in our community are just so comfortable doing what they were born to do, which is to be mothers and just nurturers and wives. And loving the people around them and helping everybody. And
I mean, that's even in today's society. It's not just, I would say, the Jewish society. It's, you know, I know a lot of women these days, like within my friends group or people that I know, that say like, They don't want to be moms. They want to focus on their work. They want to do this. They've removed themselves fully from that, you know, role of a woman type of thing. And yeah, it's interesting to see that a lot more people, they're either having kids a lot later, not having kids, maybe they're adopting a bit more, that kind of thing. Whereas within this Jewish community, it's so strong that you guys focus on the family aspect.
You know, being
And you're a creator. You create video. You create cinema.
right. I found that I felt like I needed to use my creative energy.
Yeah.
And I'm an artist, and I do painting, and I'm a dancer, and so I started doing films as like a side thing. But it's something that I do to fulfill my creative side of me. But who I am is not that.
Okay.
Who I am is a mother, is a wife, is a person that's trying my best to be close to God.
Mm-hmm.
And as best human that I possibly can be, raising a generation of children that will then continue to make this world a better place.
That's awesome, setting your kids up for success. And yeah, a lot of people, I would say, do focus a lot more on those things that she says, like they're painters, they're artists, they're dancers. And I was like, yes, I guess you could use that as an identity marker, but the way she's kind of explaining is like, yeah, like I enjoy doing those, but those are my hobbies, kind of thing. Like that's not who I am. And maybe she hasn't dedicated a lot of her life, like say, to dancing or painting as somebody who identifies as that does. But I guess when you boil it down to the core of who you are or what you are, I guess that's where she's coming from.
And yeah, there.
Well done.
Okay.
That was
was
a
a
good
lot.
one. Yeah. You let it loose.
Can we hug?
Yes, we can hug.
Who is this?
This is Chava. Chava is a guitar teacher in the community. Okay.
You teach guitar.
Yes, and play and do concerts and perform.
She does performances, and she's an artist, a real artist.
We're a couple of artists here.
Chava taught me guitar, and now she's teaching my kids guitar.
I'll teach everybody.
What were you telling me before I had the camera off? When I had the camera off?
That I was not born into the Jewish community here in Budo Park.
Okay.
I came from Manhattan.
Oh.
And I grew up in a secular family with professional musicians as parents. Born Jewish. I had a Christmas tree in my home till I was 12. And
Is that not a? Well, I guess not allowed, but I guess is that not normal? Can you not still have a Christmas tree during Hanukkah? Or do you just mainly stick with the it's the menorah, right? The candle, that's what it's called, the menorah?
and my father said maybe it's enough and didn't let us have it anymore. But
So
and
why
then-
did so
yeah.
you grew up as a secular Jew,
Correct.
but then you decided to take it to
The
up
next-
a notch,
up a
right?
big notch, yeah.
Big time. And so,
Huge.
so tell me why. Tell us why. Why would you do that? And what have you
Because
gotten out
it's
of
an
it?
amazing religion. It's an amazing religion. There's nothing like it out there. I tried Buddhism, I tried Catholicism, I tried a lot of different things. And
Right. What I was telling Peter is that it doesn't really matter what religion. I feel like people that are religious have a better quality of life
100%.
because when you're connecting to a higher something. and-
Everybody says that. They don't realize what they're talking about, though, but that's the truth. When you connect to a power outside yourself, you have a more meaningful feeling in your life, and you realize that you're not in this alone.
I've never heard of it. Someone's a secular Jew, and you basically go to the most extreme.
It happens a lot more than you think.
Really?
Oh. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that you would go from the one side of the scale to the other type of thing.
So you feel you were telling us that someone that finds religion, it's not about themselves, it's about connecting.
This guy, he's mumbling something, but he's also giving them the stare down too.
With the higher power.
100%. But in Judaism in particular, if you are a Jew, we believe that there's a deep connection to Judaism.
He could be on a Bluetooth, I don't know, but I gotta go back a little bit because I'm getting distracted by that guy from the conversation. But I find it so amusing when when the Jewish people just stop and stare at them.
100%. But in Judaism in particular, if you are a Jew, we believe that there's a deep connection to Judaism. It's in there. You just have to kind of like scratch the surface.
Okay.
In a way, I find her to be more religious and authentic than me. She's wearing a kerchief, which is hard for me to do. I find that what she did is way harder than what I did because I grew up religious. She didn't grow up religious, and she chose to be religious, and that's not easy. You know, I grew up knowing I was going to cover my hair and wear a wig, so it was something that we did. I took it for granted.
Yeah, a lot of people were actually telling me that too in the comments, like, that I guess the converts or the people that convert to Judaism are seen are like really welcomed. They're I think there's also a part in the law or in your rules saying like you must show more kindness to somebody like that. So because I guess it is such a process to get to that. And sometimes the rabbis really like talk you out of it to make sure that you're okay with it. But on that note, I think I'll give this one a pause. We'll break up part 1 here, and we'll be back for part 2. All right.